Alright, for our final project, we're going to be doing another PowerPoint slide presentation. So, based on your current field of study, so CJ, criminal justice, business, medical assisting, all the different ones we have, put up first a title slide with your name and the degree you're working toward. Then a summary slide, outline the 3 jobs that you found. You're going to find 3 jobs that you could apply for once your degree is complete. Okay, there's a lot of different ways to search for jobs online, even KSL jobs. You've got a whole bunch of different big websites online. That part should not be hard. Just find 3 of them. I would suggest finding them in 3 different tabs on your browser so you can just keep them open and go back and look at them for more information when you want to. So, you have a title slide, then your name and degree. Second, a summary slide, outline the 3 jobs that you found. So it's one slide with the 3 jobs. 3 through 5, one slide for each of the 3 jobs that you found. So one for each one of them. For each slide, job title, job requirements, company, location, and salary, all of those if available. Obviously, sometimes the company should be available, but the location, the salary may or may not be. Table that includes all 3 jobs. So one more slide. These numbers are counting up the number of slides. Table that includes all 3 jobs must be in table format. You could, for example, have the location or the salary or anything you want to. I'll show you how to do that here in a second. A slide summarizing which job you would prefer. So the next slide is saying, here's what I would do if I had the choice. And then number 8 would be a reference slide listing all the sources. Okay, now let's go and take a look at PowerPoint real quick. Almost everyone has used PowerPoint. I mean, in our class, we've already used it a couple of times now. But there's a lot of things that PowerPoint can do that people don't usually grasp. And it's kind of a shame because it's so easy to use once you get in and start working on it that people usually only go so far into it before they just kind of stop and say, you know what, that's enough. I can do whatever I want to in PowerPoint. It looks okay. Here we go. So let's just talk about some more ways we can do things. Even here we'll just kind of go across these ribbons. We'll go over some things I didn't go over before. Things you can use to make PowerPoint either easier for you or a little more interesting for your audience. Okay. First thing, we started with just this one slide. Now, I hope I'm not the only person who has ever looked at these slides and said, I don't want to do a title, I just want it to be this box, and so I end up having to delete this one. No. Right up here at the top, you have layouts. You can change to whatever it is that you currently want. Okay, content with a caption, the section header, just the title, a comparison. I think you might be able to use this one, for example. 2 different contents. You can change the type of slide that you want, and you do this every single time you bring in a new slide. You can even, as you say, new slide, choose what kind you want. You can duplicate selected slides, whatever you would like. So it doesn't have to always be, just that one format that we typically see when we open up PowerPoint. You can change that automatically or change how you do that. Now, over here, you've got all the different things that we would typically see in Office when you're talking about Word. You have all the different ways to format fonts, all those types of things. You can put in different shapes. You'll notice on some of the things that I do on occasion when I do screenshots, I will put in an arrow. If I'm trying to tell people, hey, you should pay attention to this, you can go in here. Oh, come on now. And you can flip this around and say, could you please look at this for me? Click here, for example. Here's my shape fill. Look at this. Okay, and you can put that anywhere. There you are. Lots of things you can do with that. You can do shape fill, all these different things. Now, usually people only really go this far. Okay, they go to the home page, they put in their stuff, they type in what they need to have, and that's it. There's a lot more that you can do. All right, your insert, here's your table. I mentioned that it has to be in table format, just like in Word. Here you go. You could take this table and put, the job title, Salary, sorry, of course I would mess up when I'm typing in front of all of you. Salary, location, benefits, yes or no. Anything that you want in here, and here you can make your table. Okay, job 1, job 2, job 3, you put in the actual titles, and then you can put them in, and here's one of your requirements. Okay, you can also change all of this stuff on what kind you want, a whole bunch of different ways you can do it, including different shading, different borders, all of this stuff. Okay, and that's just, you just play around with PowerPoint. That's the fun part about it. PowerPoint and Word, you can pretty much kind of play around with it and see what you can do and discover new tools. Excel is the one that you don't really want to play around too much until you have at least the basics. Alright, this is kind of a fun one. If you had people say, well, take a screenshot. Well, let's take a screenshot. You've got a couple here that have already been loaded, but let's screen clipping. Oh, sorry, I clicked too soon. This will kind of do that, and let's take this. Well, there it is. There's your screenshot. Okay, and a whole bunch of things you can do to adjust it. You can put that in. You can do all of your pictures, which you've already done. Here's more shapes. Smart art, word art, like we did in the Word assignment. You can put that in. Do text boxes, headers and footers. Obviously, you can put in hyperlinks. That's a pretty fun one. If you're talking about math, which I realize not everyone loves math, but if you needed to, you don't have to figure out how to put in the different equations. Here they all are. It's kind of fun. You can put in video, you can put in audio. That's just one more tab. Let's go to design. All these different backdrops. We've talked about those before. Change the side. You can format the backgrounds. You don't have to go with the templates. You can add some things. Talk about the transitions and the animations. Okay. Here's where you make stuff just kind of more fun. You know, do you want the things to push up? Do you want them to wipe in, split, reveal? There's way more things to actually do with these than you should really ever use. From the business standpoint, this should be used like you would use salt. Okay, if any of you ever cook, you realize that a little bit of salt makes a dish perfect. Okay, the right amount of salt is going to give it the right flavor, and there we go. Too little salt, and it's boring, it's bland. Now, too much salt, it's inedible. Okay, usually when people first start up and they're using these things, they are really, really happy. They have a lot of fun, and they do a different one each time. They've got things swirling around and jumping in and vaporizing out, and it's just a really good time. You can't hardly even read the thing. It's awful. So, careful with that. Use them as a garnish. Now, some fun things when you're talking about how long you're going. Is there a sound when you click through? Some of you guys already figured this one out. How long it takes to advance the slide. Usually we just go on a mouse click. You can also say after a certain number of seconds. One time for a class like this, I actually made an entire PowerPoint presentation that was directly linked with a song. It's a song I can no longer even listen to. Every time it comes on, I can just think about PowerPoint slide presentations, but it was set to where it would just run on its own. I didn't have to click the mouse, and it would just go through and show you. It was like a movie. Lots of fun. Takes a long time to set all that up, but it is possible, and sometimes it's very useful. The actual slideshow, if you're wondering how to make these run, you can start it from the beginning, start from the current slide. This right down here also starts the slideshow, that little button. You can record it, you can rehearse the timings, you can play, you can do all kinds of things. Things that we don't usually even get into are right in here. You review if you're helping somebody with one. You can add a comment. You can compare two different PowerPoint slides. This is also available in Word. I've had times before when I've had somebody turn in an assignment and I want to know if it's the same as another student's assignment. All I have to do is open up the two assignments and click on this. I can open them up side by side, and I can see exactly how it goes. I don't have to do it by sight. It's wonderful. Now, this you may or may not use, but let's look at it. These different presentation views. We're used to the normal. Okay, that's why they call it normal. You can also go with an outline view. It's a little bit different. You can do a slide sorter, which kind of gives you all the slides. This would be easier to say, I want that one there, I want this one here. You have the notes page. If you did this, you could sit here and put notes on here talking about this slide. The reading view, there we go. The slide master, there you go, that's what back there. Close that. Another way, if you're ever in a on-ground class where they're using PowerPoints, the handout master, okay, is when you actually have all the slides right here to where you can print them out. That one's kind of fun. It saves a lot of paper. The notes master, again, you're going to print this out and then you can come in here and put in notes. Ways to save some paper again. And different things you can zoom, you can fit to window. Again, things we're not often seeing. But you can use those. So, when you do these PowerPoint slides, number one, the biggest issue that you have is make sure that you get all the slides. Okay, I've even numbered them. At a minimum, you should have 8. If you have like 9, you're probably okay, but do not go 10 and 12 and 15. You need to keep them right to this. All right, so do that. Be careful of the 7x7 rule. You don't want to clutter this up with a lot of text. Do not, because this will violate the 7x7 rule, don't take job requirements or job descriptions and just copy and paste them in there where you have an entire have your entire slide that's just completely full of text. It's almost unreadable. Don't do that. But get your information, put it in a very concise, very ordered, very efficient way so that you can see exactly how you would present it. And then have some fun with the formatting if you'd like. Okay, go through and do some different things. You can use all kinds of tools. Use PowerPoint for what it's good for. Okay? That is about it for this presentation. Good luck on your final project, and make sure that you also do proofreading and revising to make sure there are no grammar mistakes, especially in the presentation. That becomes very important. Okay, thank you.